Good evening, everybody. Welcome to day 12 of Salesforce Experience Cloud class. It's day 12 and it's the final day for the course. It's been a good ride, a good journey, and I hope you all feel the same way. So today we're going to be looking at login flow, deployment methods, Google Analytics, and then we're going to finish up our Experience Cloud site. So I'd like to start with going into the org. Yesterday, when we tried to log in as Ashley James, we ran into some issues. So I did a little bit more troubleshooting after the class, and I was able to find out why Ashley couldn't see the articles. So I'll just log back into our site and log in as Ashley. Okay, so I'll open this in incognito and then paste Ashley's email address and password. All right, so when we went to FAQs and the topic, nothing was showing. So I'll show you how I found out what the issue was. So if we go back to the org, if you can remember, I was looking at the profile, and the profile I was looking at was the customer community gym out. Okay. Customer community gym out. So when I open that, I get this view, which is like a compressed view where all the settings are grouped. Where all the settings are grouped. So now this has its advantages, but then also its disadvantages. So from when what I did to find out was to expand this view, and I did that by going to users and then clicking on user management settings. Here under enhanced profile user interface, I disabled this. So if I disable this and go back to the profile and refresh, it gives me everything. So I get to see every single thing. So I did a search, Control F, and I was trying to find, okay, is there like an article setting or something? And then that led me down here to the end, where we have our category group visibility settings. So remember, we created a new category for the new site, which is the gym FAQ, but we didn't enable it to be visible. So that's why Ashley couldn't see the articles. So to do that, I'll edit this. And then I'll choose all categories. So if you want to see it in more detail, the custom would show you everything. So these are all the categories that we created, the data categories that we created. So if I do all categories, then it selects everything, and then I can save. Let's go back to the site, refresh. Okay, I think I'll have to log out and log back in. Let's check that again and make sure that it's Yeah, visibility all. Okay, so let me log back in. Go to FAQs, membership pricing. It's still not showing. Okay, there it is. Okay, so well, it's not showing for the first one. Might need to check the data category on that one. But yeah, so Ashley can now see the articles, the topics, and then the article itself. Okay, so I wanted to iron that out before we go ahead. All right, so let's move ahead to our topic for today. So login flow. A login flow directs users through a login process before they access the Experience Cloud site. Login flow can be used to control a business process that your user has to follow when they log in to Salesforce. After Salesforce authenticates a user, the login flow directs the user through a process such as enforcing strong authentication or collecting user information. When users complete the login flow successfully, they're redirected to the site. If unsuccessful, the flow can log out users immediately. I added a link here for you to read more about login flow. And then a trailhead. So this trailhead will direct you on how to create a login flow as a self-registration process. I tried this out, but I did that in our test org. I didn't really change anything. It's just strictly what's is on the trailhead. I can just show you that quickly. I want to open this in another page. Okay, so if we go to our site, and we go to customer service sites, I'm going to try and log in incognito. And then enter my email address and the password. So this is an example of a login flow. So it's asking me to select my privacy preferences. So you get to check this off or don't check them off, and then go next. And then that's done. So once I say finish, then it logs me into the site. So this would happen each time I try to log in. Okay, so going back to the slides. All right, so that's what login flow is all about. Then for deployment methods, the best practice for any Salesforce implementation is to create and build in your Salesforce sandbox environment. Test extensively before moving or deploying your changes to the live environment or Salesforce production org. The sandbox environment is a copy of your Salesforce org where you can make changes and run tests. It is recommended that you build your Salesforce Experience Cloud website in your sandbox and then deploy to your production org. So it's basically explaining what the sandbox does. I'm sure you have all encountered this, like at least you have an idea what a sandbox environment is. So the deployment method would be how to move all the changes or everything that you created from your sandbox to the live environment where you can launch the experience site that you created. So there are different methods, different deployment methods that you can use. So the first one here is using change sets. Change sets are used to send metadata customizations from one Salesforce org to another. They are suitable for small and medium-sized deployments. Change sets can only move metadata and not the Salesforce data. The metadata type to pay attention to when deploying your site through change sets are the network and the site.com types. So by the time you go through the process of deployment or deploying your site during your project, and you have an experience site that you want to deploy, the network and the site.com component types are the two that you have to pay attention to and move. So that will move all your site's metadata for you. The second deployment method is Salesforce CLI. It is a powerful command line interface that simplifies deployment and builds automation when working with your Salesforce org. It can be used to deploy changes to the experience sites, provides more flexibility than the change sets, and is suitable for larger deployments. The third type is the Salesforce GX, and it is a set of tools designed to help developers build and deploy applications in Salesforce. And the fourth type is called the Metadata API. But in Salesforce, it has the name Experience Bundle Metadata API. So a metadata API is an SOAP-based API. It is an advanced deployment tool that allows the retrieval and deployment of metadata components in Experience Cloud. It is mainly used to deploy LWR sites. The Experience Bundle Metadata API is a method that can be used in the deployment of an Experience Cloud site. It allows the deployment of branding, logo fonts, colors, then themes, and layout through API. To enable Experience Bundle, you can do that from digital experiences, settings, and then you check off the Enable Experience Bundle Metadata API. I can show you where that is. If we go to digital experiences, and then we go to settings, we can find that right here. Enable Experience Bundle Metadata API. So you check that off and save when you need to use that. Okay. So our next topic is Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a web analytics and reporting platform that collects data from your websites and apps to provide insights to your business. To measure a website, you first have to create a Google Analytics account, then create a property for your website. then you need to add a small piece of JavaScript measurement code to each page on your site. Every time a user visits a web page, the tracking code, that's the JavaScript code, will collect information about how that user interacts with the page. Google Analytics provides insights to users' behavior, like specific pages that were visited, how many users visited the site, session duration, bounce rate. So session duration means how long their session lasted while they were on your site. And bounce rate means how quickly did they leave your site after visiting it, or your web page after visiting it. How much time did they spend on your page? So it also tracks demographics of the user and then many more parameters. Reports generated from this data can be used to make data-driven decisions, improve user experience, and enhance effectiveness of an organization's online presence. Other benefits of Google Analytics include traffic sources, conversion tracking, e-commerce traffic, real-time data, mobile analytics, A/B testing, audience segmentation, and event tracking. All right, so let me show you a little bit about that. So I already created a Google Analytics account, and I did that the beginning of this week, on Monday. So to do that, to go there, I just type in Google Analytics, and I'll choose the option that says accounts.google.com. So this one, and that should log me in. And I created the profile. I created the Google Analytics account using this email address. So I'll go ahead and log in with that. Okay, so I created the account and then I created the property. So a property is an instance of your website or your app that you want to track. And I called it demo org test. So, and that is for this site, for this, our test org. Now, after setting up the property, it takes about 48 hours for it to start working. And that was why I did it earlier on. So we can see some statistics here. So it's showing us the number of users, but to be specific, I can go to reports and click on real time. So real time will show me the number of people who are actually on my site. And it says users in the last 30 minutes that there were 2. And you can see on the map that this user is from Calgary, which is spot on, right? Okay, so yeah. Then you can find other reports here. You can find the generate leads. And then under it, you can view your audiences, user acquisition, traffic acquisition, landing page, and a whole lot of other things that you can check. So here you can see the demographic details, pages and screens. So this will show you the pages that were visited. And then by screens, it means what kind of device the user visited from. I can see Robert's hand is up. Hi.
Is Google Analytics free?
Yes, it's free.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, then so for events and conversions, these ones would have to be sort of configured, especially to match maybe events you have on your pages, and conversions would be like also configured to match maybe your goals or your sales on your website. So these require a little bit more configuration. Then there's a little bit more information about the demographic. Yes, so showing the visitors in Canada. And okay, tech details. Yeah, speaking of my browser. So um, so all these information can be used in one way or another to enhance the business processes or your business goals and what you want to achieve. All right, so I'm going to attempt to add our main org just so you can see how you can create a property. So to do that, I'll go to admin and then I'll create a new property. Then I can give it a name. I can call it gym out. I can just call it gym out. Then over here, I choose Canada and the time zone, currency, Canadian. Then I go next. Over here, you choose your industry, beauty and fitness, business size, medium, and next. Here you choose your business objective. So what would you like to use Google Analytics for? Is it for generating leads? Is it to drive online sales, raise brand awareness, or to examine user behavior? We can select all these, but then we can't select all these with the last one. The last one says to get baseline reports. So we go ahead and create. Choose platform. So you can see that you can either choose a website or an app. So the app can either be Android or iOS. So let's choose websites. Then here is where you enter your website URL. So let's go and get that. Let's get our website URL. I want to go to Builder and then get it from here. Copy link address, and then I paste it here. Already the prefix is provided, so I'll just remove that. And then stream name, I can just say gym out stream. This is already checked off, enhanced measurement, so I'll just go ahead and create stream. All right, so it says data collection isn't, well, that popped up. Data collection isn't active for your website. If you installed tags more than 48 hours ago, make sure they're set up correctly. Okay, so there are two ways to install whatever code that Google Analytics provides. And that's what just popped up here. So you can do the manual installation. And this is where you copy this code and then you add it immediately after the header element on each page. Do not add more than one Google tag to each page. So you do that for every page of your website. So you add this code to every page of your website. But if you have a CMS, a content management system, which is like WordPress, Wix, Drupal, Shopify, Squarespaces. I'm not sure what these ones are. But if you have any of these ones, then Google Analytics will help you set that up. And it's usually a very easy and quick process. So, but for us, we're not going to use this. We're simply going to use the measurement ID or tracking ID. And we're going to copy it, go back to our website. What's this about? Okay, it's about the chart. All right, so we copied that. Then we go to advanced. So this is where you set up the Google Analytics. So we paste our code in here, the one we just copied from here. So paste it in here, and it gives me this message on how this URL isn't trusted and has to be added as a trusted URL. So I say, okay. And then I have to go and check and make sure that it's added. Right, so it's added it. So it's added these three. So this is from Google Analytics. That's another one. And then Google Tag Manager. All right, so back to advanced. So it's here. Then I can just check off this button that says, let Google Analytics access your Salesforce data for deeper insights into search activity. So that's it. That's as simple as that. And then you save your changes. And by 48 hours, it will start tracking your data and will give you reports. And that's it.
You want to pause for me to announce the price now?
Okay, sir. Yes, this is a good time.
You can pause. It's next.
Okay, sir. All right. So the next thing to do would be to finish our Experience Cloud sites. And I'm hoping that we can do a whole lot more today. The first thing is to build a contact page and then integrate a flow in it. And the final thing is just some finishing touches here and there, just to finish up a few things that we couldn't finish. All right, so I'll go to the org. Okay, so let's create. Hold on, I'm going to close my slides. Okay. And I'm also going to close this window. All right. Okay, so let's create a new page for the contacts information. So new page, standard page. And because I want to have our header and our footer on that page, I'm going to choose any of these ones. I can choose Power Rider, then call it contact. I'm going to call it contact because we already have a contact us, if you can see that from here. Wait. Okay, so we can make the changes by changing the header here. Remove that. And we'll choose from one of the ones we've used before. I think I like the one on the that's a funny thing. I can't even see. I can't even see it clearly. Not that one. Page header. We can just use this one. And then image position top center. We can change the overlay color. Let's make it blue, deeper blue. Okay. Then we'll change the title to contact us. All right, so we'll be removing everything on this page. And I think, okay, the layout, I can just adjust the length. I would like to make this wider. And then, yeah, that's it. So I'll remove this video. Then I'll include, I'll add some icons here with the text. So let's find some icons. And this time I'm going to upload the icons than just copying and pasting them. So let's say address. And I like this one. So I'm going to download that 60 pixels. Free download. Okay, home address icon. Then we need another icon for email. We can use this one. Free download. Email icon. Then phone. We can use this one. Free download. Smartphone icon. Okay.
I noticed that you're picking a specific pixel size. Is there a reason for that?
I'm picking that one because we've used it before and it seemed like a good size. Well, we'll see what it will look like on the page.
Okay, thank you.
If it's small, then we can go up. Yeah, but depends on the look. Okay, so let's add an image, upload. Then we choose the address. We'll do the address first. And I'm going to look for an address to use. So we can choose, Okay, I thought the others was there. Why do we have our Black Force address? Okay, I'll just choose a random address. Doesn't have to be anything real. We can say 1275 Sage Grove Boulevard. Edmonton, EB. So let's increase that. 26, 24. That's a bit too big. 20. Okay, then we can add another one. So we add the image. We can add the email. And we can say info at gymout.ca. Okay. Then we add another component for our rich editor. Then choose the phone this time, smartphone. And then we add the phone number. Okay. All right, so I think that's it for this side. Then on this side, we can add our flow. So the flow I'm going to add is the create a case flow. It's just an example for you. I didn't build the flow myself. So it's one that comes with the developer org. And that's the one right here, create a case flow. Right, so back here, I'm going to choose the flow component and add it to this side. Then in the pop-up, I'll choose the name of this flow. And flows don't run in the builder, so you'd have to view it externally or you log in. So I publish. And I think I want to add more space to the top and to the bottom here. Nope. All right, adjust the height. 100. Okay, add another one. And adjust the height again to 100. Okay, publish. Now if we preview, that's what it will look like. But let's try to log in so we can see what the flow will look like. So we go back here, general, open in incognito, and then I'll grab Ashley's login information. name. Oh, we forgot to add the contact page to the navigation. So I'll just do that. So I'll do edit, default navigation, add menu item. So this time I can call it contact us. Site page, contact, and then save. So publish, then go back and refresh. Okay. So I can open that and we can see our page and the flow. So the flow says, confirm customer information. Hello, this is Ashley. Can you please provide your first and last name? Yes, we can do Oliver Green. Now it's going to complain because this is not Ashley's name. I'll just use Ashley's name. Ashley James. Next. Then we add Ashley's email address and the phone number. Next. All right, still complaining. It says contact information is incorrect. Verify the contact information or click next to continue without associating a contact with your case. Yeah, I wonder why. All right, we'll just go ahead. We'll just go ahead and click on next. So on the next screen, you'd select case type. So like I said, this is straight from Salesforce, but you can definitely edit the flow to work for you or to work with what you want it to achieve for you. So we'll simply just choose one of these case types here. So case type, case origin would be web, and then case subject, we can say membership renewal. I need more information on my okay, then next. And then it's done. So it says your case with this number, I'm going to copy and paste that, copy and save that, is created. We'll be in touch with next steps and finish. So so that's how a user can create a case using Flow. Now that Ashley has created this case, we would like Ashley to be able to view this case. If we go into this menu right here, it's not really evident that Ashley can see her cases from here. So what we're going to do is that we're going to add that feature to the site. All right, and I would like to add it. When I add it, I would like to add it as one of the menu items here. Okay, so to do that, the first thing we have to do is to find the cases objects or the case detail pages. And if we check here, I do a search of case. It's not showing up. And I bet you remember we talked about the reports pages and then the dashboards pages, but cases is not here. So to add cases, we simply create a new page. Then we create objects pages. So you can see the details here. It says create record detail, list, and related list pages connected to a Salesforce object. So we want that. And then here is where we choose the object that we want to create its pages. So we click on case and then create. Then it's saying 3 new object pages coming up: the detail, the list, and the related list. Yes. All right, so automatically it takes us to one of them, which is the case detail page. Right, so from here, we can do 2 things. We can choose to add the sites page. So these are all like sites pages right now. So we can choose to add the sites page directly to the menu, to this menu. Or the second thing would be for us to create a page that we customized, and then we drop the component in there. So let's do the 2. So let's add it to let's add the page to the menu. To do that, I'll click on this. Nope, I'll click on the navigation menu, and then under default navigation, I'll choose the default user profile menu. So when I do that, I can now edit that specific menu. So I add menu item, and I'm going to call it cases or case page. No, we can call it case default page. Okay, then the type would be a site page. Then we choose it from here. So I want to choose the list so that it lists all the cases that the user has created. Now to this very tricky code here. So if you look at it really well, so it's hyphen case, no, sorry, slash case, then slash, and here it says object API name. So this would be the API name of the object, and the object we're talking about is the case object. So let's go and check what the object API name for the case object is. We go to Object Manager, then case. So this is the title and this is the API name. So the API name is case. So let's copy that. So label API name. So let's copy that and add that here. Then for the filter name means the list view. And to grab that, we would go to case, so case is in the front end. So we'll go here and then we'll go to our service app, then cases. Now we'll like the customer to view their own cases, so which is my cases. So we select this, And this is like a view. This is a list view. These are all list views. So this specific list view has its own ID, which you can grab from the URL here at the top. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to add that here to the filter name. Okay, so I'll check this off to make it publicly available, and then I'll save. So let's check if this was added. Well, I need to publish. And I think I want to refresh the page. All right, so let's preview and then check. So you can see that the case default page is added here at the bottom. But I want to move that up. So let's move that up. Oops, wrong one. Let's move it up to the top. So that's the one. All right, so if we go back to Ashley's login, let's refresh. And then let's check the menu. All right, still there, but it's at the bottom. So if we open it, it's giving us Ashley's cases. So Ashley did create a case on the 31st and also today. And this is the one that we just created, which says membership renewal. So we've given Ashley the ability to see their case or their cases. Now, but this page doesn't have the header or the footer, it just has the case in there. So let's try the second method. For that, we're going to create a new page, a standard page, and we want a page that has the header and the footer. We can choose that one again. I'm trying to remember what this one looks like. Let's choose this one. Okay, so we can call the page gym out cases. Okay, so I'm going to edit this and call it my cases. And I'm going to remove all these components that we have here. Then I want to change the layout of this row. I want it to be, we can choose this one. Make it a little bit wider. Okay. Remove that. All right, so the component that we're going to drag is the record list. So the record list cuts across all the objects, and it would allow you to choose which object record list you want to display. So by default, it's giving us the accounts, the record list from the accounts object, but we want the cases record list. So we come to a pop-up here under object name, and we change that from account to case. Then we can also adjust the number of records to be displayed. We can say we want only 10, not 25. For some reason, it's not recognizing that. Yeah, but yeah. I don't think I want to change any other thing here. So this gives us the cases in our page format. Then I think it's a little bit too narrow, so I'll expand it a little bit more. Okay. And then we can add some space to the top and to the bottom. Okay, then adjust the height to 100. And then same thing here. Adjust this height. All right, so if we preview, that's what the page will look like. So let's save. Okay, I'm wondering why it's giving me another menu here. That's strange. Anyway, so I'm going to add this page right now to our navigation menu, to the user profile menu. I think that's why it's showing there, because it's switched it. All right, so I can see my gym out cases site page, gym out cases, and then save. I'm just going to choose that because it's showing the wrong menu. Okay, so we publish. And then go back to Ashley's login and refresh. So if we click on here, we can find my Gmail cases here. So click on that, and then yay. So it's showing us Ashley's cases alone. Okay, so that is that. So the other things I wanted us to do was to work on the footer, and we do that by, okay, I'll use Ashley's login. So I want to grab the URLs. So this is the home, and I'll just paste that in my notepad. Then it's not showing me the updated version. What just happened? It was just right a minute ago. I'll log out and log back in. Before I do that, let me correct this. I'll move this up. And I'll remove this one. Change this back. and then publish. All right, so I'll log back in as Ashley. Oh, it's still showing me the wrong it's still showing me the wrong menu. Anyway, let's improvise. I guess it's trying to update. So if I choose this, that's for the membership link. Yeah, it's not the right one. If I choose the link from here from the preview, it's not the right one. But what I can do is, so this is what it gave me. What I can do is just to remove that and add this to the front of that. Okay, so we don't have an instructors page and classes, so we're not going to use those two. For the FAQs, I want to do something else. I want to collapse this search. I'm going to collapse it. Since our menu items are more. Aha, there you are. Okay. So FAQs. Can we create a page for that? I'm thinking that we can. Let's try. Let's try website pages. That one. FAQs. FAQs. We can use a component. Let me see which components that will work for that. So we have components for our topics here. If we choose topics, let me see what that will give us. Okay, missing or invalid ID. Let's try another one. Topics, topic articles by topic. Let me see. Okay. We can just use this one for now. So that like gives us a list of all topics and the articles under them. So we have only 3 topics here. We can add the other 2. We can add safety and etiquette here. Then we can add training and assistance here. Okay, so I'll remove the rest of the other components on the page. And we can make this wider. Let's make it wider this way, and that way. Then drag this to the middle. Font is very small. Yeah, that would need us to do the CSS thing to be able to make the fonts bigger. Just trying to add space here at the bottom and at the top. And at the top. $100. Okay. So let's preview. Yeah, so yeah, we have our FAQs page. Okay. What I was trying to do was so to get the links for this. All right. Hold on, trying to find my text file. Okay. So for the homepage, this would be for the homepage. This would be for the membership. This would be for FAQs. We can just add FAQs at the end of that. Then for the contact us, we can add /contacts. I'm going to publish this. And I'm going to make this adjustment on the membership page. But pretty much we have to do it for all the pages that we've created. It's a bit daunting because we don't have like a framework where the footer is the same across all the pages. So we just have to do that manually. So we're going to remove classes because it doesn't have a home page and instructors as well. So that's what we're left with. So I open my 4. Okay, so I'm copying the URL. Then I'm going to come here, select this, and then use this to add the link. Then this checkbox is to choose if you want to open, when this is clicked on, if you want it to open in a new window. I don't think we want that. So we say okay. And we do the same thing for all the others. Then FAQ. And then the contact page. Okay, publish. Let's check if our changes have reflected. Okay, hold on. Let me check from here. Default navigation. Default navigation. Yeah, not sure why it's not showing me my menu. Okay, let's just log out and log back in and see if that will help. I'll close this and open it again. Okay. Log in. Same old. Okay. membership. I'll visit it through the URL. I'll just do this membership. And then go to the bottom. So this is the ones we just edited. And you can see that when you hover over, it shows you there is a link. So let's say you want to navigate to the home page. We're able to do that. If we want to navigate to the membership page, which is where we are, the FAQs page, and then the contact us page. And that's it. So we'll have to edit all these things, but I'm not sure if you want to stay behind for all of that. It's a bit daunting. Okay, let me add the social icons here. Let's just finish up with that one. All right, so to do that, so the first time when it threw errors, we pasted the icons. But this time I'm just going to upload them. So I'll use my rich content editor component again. Where are you? Okay. Then I'm going to upload the Facebook icon. Let me see if we can accept more than one. No. Okay, I'll just do that one by one. So that's the tricky thing. I don't think I can upload more than one into one component. Oh, I can. Awesome. Okay. Oops. Okay, I'm trying to use my space bar to give them some space in between. It's not responding now. Yeah, well, let me center them. All right, it seems like the space at the end. I'm going to try that again. Instagram. Okay, better. All right. So if we want to add links to this, pretty much the same way we added the links here. So if I select this and then select the image this way, and then I go here, I'm sure it should allow me to do that. Yes, open in a new window. Let's select Twitter and do the same thing. Okay, and Instagram. And then publish. Okay, let's go back to our membership page and try that. So I hope you understand that all the changes I'm making, I'm only making on the membership page. Yeah, because all the other pages of the site that we have, for example, this one, we would have to go in here and edit it one by one. So back to the membership page. So this is where we have the latest updates. So if we click on Facebook, that link is incorrect. I think I made a mistake. I didn't add a dot here. Okay, publish. All right, let's go back and refresh. Okay, so if we click on Facebook, it's taking us to Facebook. Click on Twitter, it's taking us to Twitter or X, and then Instagram, it's taking us to Instagram. So in the case where you want to navigate to your Facebook page or your company website, or as the case may be, so you add the slash, mine is Ogenna, and Twitter, the same thing. So let's just try that. Publish. Okay, oops. Let's refresh again and open Twitter. Yep, so that's it. Well, okay, I'm not logged in on this browser, so it wouldn't take you to my Twitter page, but yeah, that's the whole idea. So whichever URL you want that to lead to, that's what you enter here. All right, any questions? Robert.
Hi. What was the other option where you changed one page and it changed the other? So this one we created separate pages. And I was just trying to remember what the other one was, where if you made a change in one page, it would make the change in the other. That was on the FAQ, right? We did that in, I think.
I don't think I understand your question.
You know how you were saying that we're only doing this in the member page, and so because we're only doing the members page, we have to go to all the other pages and add the links.
Yes.
But there was one option that you showed us, and I'm just trying to remember what it was, where if you made a change in the one page, it resonated onto the other pages as well. So you didn't have to go to each individual. So you were telling us what the pros and cons were between having the footer and the headers automatically changed with one page as opposed to doing them separately. I mean, we could just look at the video and find out on it, but I just thought you'd be able to refresh your memory on that one.
Okay, I think what you mean is, so because before we started designing every page of the site, the first thing I did was to create this page layout that would have a header and then would have the footer. And then we exported the page so that each time we create a new page, we can use the exported version. And with that exported version, we wouldn't have to edit any of these because it will already have all these in there.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. Thank you.
It makes it easier. So, I mean, if we had all these, then I wouldn't be thinking about, okay, going to all the pages to make this change. Yeah, so proper planning will make things easier.
Okay, let me understand. Can I ask a question, please? Are you trying to say that if you had done all this, like added the links and everything before exporting,
yes,
when we create any other page, all these things will be there?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yes. Okay, any other questions?
I have a question, Ogenna, about the exam prep for Experience Cloud. Is it scheduled yet already?
Yes, so it's scheduled for
Mhm.
Saturday and Sunday,
Okay.
same time, 8 p.m. ET.
Okay, because I don't see that on my training schedule yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's this Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m., right?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thanks.
Neka Black Force.
Kaisa is here.
Okay, hi. Hi, Kaisa.
Hi, Ogenna.
Okay, so with the Swati's question, would the links be added to the calendar?
Yes, it will be added, Swati.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And quiz they have already been uploaded, on the quiz app.
Yes.
Yeah, we only have 2. So if you want to practice ahead of time, you can go ahead and do it.
Will do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So the projects, like Babs Kenki told us, will be submitted on the 23rd, and then that's just to confirm the date and the time for the exam prep. Okay, that's all I have. I hope everyone's enjoyed this.
Ogenna, one more question, sorry. About the Experience Cloud project, right? Do you have any specific expectations from the project?
Yes. So if you look at the project document, there's a grading criteria there.
Yes.
So that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of, thinking about, we'll have on the first page, we'll have a resume and CV, but for portfolio particularly, right? We don't have a big portfolio like you have on your website. So I was thinking, what will we be adding there?
You can add your personal admin projects there, or any of all the assignments that you've done. I mean, those are...
Okay, we don't have to, it doesn't have to be too long or too big, right? It's even something. Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, that's all I have for you. Hi, Audrey.
Thank you so much. I wanted to just say thank you. I loved every bit of the class.
You're welcome. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you.
Yes, I do want to say the same thing again. It was very catching class, I would say. It's very exciting Experience Cloud, and the way you taught it is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You took your time to show us so much, and we've learned a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. I appreciate your feedback.
Ogenna, can I stop the recording?
Yes.
Okay.